Hey guys, it's Corey, Mr. Bananno, back at it again, playing some more Magpie. So going into this game, you can see I've got all three colors I need, so pretty much going to keep that hand if I see all three colors. Most of the time I keep it, even if I even just see two lands. But then I have some good value in this hand as well. I've got the Lenoir Elves, which is going to help me draw into other things. Plus, it's a good abusable card with Magpie, popping it in and out. And then I've got some more value with the Knight there. He's mainly used for his middle ability where he pops an artifact or enchantment. However, the 1/1 counters and the life gain that he can also choose is used as well sometimes. But Banishing Light is always a good one. I always start off with my tap lands. As you can see, I chose white on that one, so that way I'll have 2 whites, 2 greens, and 2 blues. It's important for me to try to always get at least 2 of each color, as I have double cost cards in my deck as well. So go ahead and pop that Lenoir down, draw a card. Farewell's a real nice one. I do really enjoy having that in my hand in most games. Because if somebody starts to get out of control or there's something I just really need to take care of, just say farewell and start back over. But Essence Flux is an awesome protection card. Plus it plays into the abusability. So I'm going to go ahead and throw down the Knight of Autumn and pop that artifact that they have over there to slow down their mana ramp. This deck I'm playing against it's a really formidable deck. It always keeps me on my toes. The dragons, they can just get out of hand really fast. Miirym is an awesome commander deck. Oh man, the Lozam is an awesome card. Go ahead and show that to you for a second. So whenever they cast an adventure or dragon spell, it's going to deal damage equal to that spell CMC to the target of their choice. So really great card. I have to get rid of it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and play my commander, use the mana from the Lenoir because I am going to go ahead and pop him out as well. So that way, if they kill my commander, or whenever I flicker my commander, because now I have Cloud Shift in hand as well, another good flicker spell, I'll get a draw card whenever I flicker my commander, because Lenoir will pop back in. So I really have to stay on my toes and watch out for this guy. I kept some mana untapped for Cloud Shift and Essence Flux, just in case they try to kill it or take control or do something with it. So go ahead and get me a little mana ramp going here since I don't have much else to do. Alright, they're going to try and counter that. I'm going to go ahead and pay the 2 because what I really want to have is 1 extra mana for Cloud Shift or Essence Flux. I'm not really needing it for anything else, so go ahead and pay that 2. The Mana Rock itself will produce a white or a blue if I need to protect one of my spells this coming turn. So I'm not going to attack. I don't really have anything that can break his defenses right now. There's really no reason to risk my creatures to do it. Alright, so Miirym comes out. It's definitely a guy that I just cannot let stay on the battlefield. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of him, but when I do, I'm going to do it by flickering my commander. But when I do, he's going to get a copy of that other really good card. But luckily, I've got a few other things in hand that can help take care of those guys. My main concern is I've got to get his commander off the field. Because if I don't keep his commander off the field, his whole side of the board is just going to go crazy with tons of dragons, tons of value, and normally swing in really big. So go ahead and flicker my commander, get my draw card, take care of his commander, pay the 2 for the ward, play Ottawa. However, let's see. Yeah, so Banishing Light is definitely one that I knew I was going to take care of. So take care of the non-token one with Banishing Light. The reason being is I still have a good flicker spell. No, yeah, the game freezes up. I have to close out of the game and pull back up. Luckily, I'm able to get that done and get back into the match fast enough that I didn't actually lose my turn there. So let's get back in here. Go ahead and play this land. And now just go ahead and pretty much just pass turn. No attacks. So I still have Cloud Shift in hand for protection. Gonna try and get out Smothering Tithe pretty soon, just to get it out of my hand and potentially get a little bit more mana going on. Let's see. Okay, that guy is really good, the one that he's playing right now. But see, he's gonna of course try and target my creature. Now I could Cloud Shift the Knight, but I'm gonna Cloud Shift my commander because that's gonna do two things. It's gonna allow me to take care of his token. Boom. Plus, I get to protect my knight as well, and I get to draw a card. So it's actually 3 effects, one little spell. Flickering is amazing with Magpie as my commander because of all the ETB triggers that I get from my own creatures entering the battlefield. And then I still have ways to bring my commander back and use them against other people. So let's see. Go ahead and drop that guy down, bounce my commander back, because I don't want him having that 6/6 flyer over there, especially him being able to buff up. He already has 4 red mana. I don't need anything else, so I'm going to go ahead and buff up my Knight of Autumn real fast, plus it gets 2 from Magpie as well. So you see he got really big really fast. Go ahead and pop Lagrella back out. I'm going to go ahead and of course take care of his 6/6, but I am going to go ahead and take out Llanowar as well. So that way I can just continue that draw card abuse. I don't really need the mana from him right now, so he is better served outside underneath the Magpie in my opinion right now. So we're going to go ahead and do that. At this point I don't really have anything going, so just go ahead and pass the turn. However, my mana rock does allow me to exile things out of their graveyard. I've got 2 extra mana, so I'll go ahead and think of that. Oh, that's a really good Goldspan Dragon. Really nice card, especially having haste. It immediately replaces 2 of the mana you spent on it, pretty much. Really awesome card. I think every deck with red should be running that for the most part. There's maybe a couple decks where it wouldn't really fit the theme, but overall, for the mana, and no, it's totally worth it. Oh, that's an interesting draw. So it exiles up to 2 creatures. I draw a card, and then those creatures come back to the battlefield as well immediately. But I'm going to go ahead and try and get me a little card advantage here with Cloud Blazer. Oh, with that pause, it seems like he's probably going to counter me here, which is really good. Cloud Blazer is probably one of my favorite cards in the deck. Just drawing 2 cards and gaining 2 life, absolutely amazing. So, yep, there he goes countering it. Really good call on his part. He doesn't exactly know it, but it was. So now's the time to put pressure on him. His bigger creature's tapped. I'm going to get through for 8 damage. Plus he doesn't kill anything of mine, and since he had no cards in hand, I wasn't worried about him popping out a buff spell or something that might screw me over without me knowing it. So of course there goes Miirym again. Good call on his part. I really can't let him keep Miirym. I've got a little extra mana, so go ahead and exile another card out of his graveyard before my turn, just in case. I don't really know what he's running, but always trying to stay ahead. Now I could play something, but before I do, I think I'm actually going to just go ahead and attack, put some pressure on him, kind of see where his blocks go. Plus I've got that spell that's going to protect my creatures. I'm going to get to bounce 2 of them. Plus, when Lagrella comes back, because I'm sure he'll block and kill Lagrella if I, of course, didn't flicker it. So I'm going to go ahead and flicker him, and when Lagrella comes back, I could at least take care of his commander. Oh, but he's actually going to let his own commander die. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let that happen, but I am going to protect my commander. And go ahead and get me a little bit of draw here as well. So I'm going to draw a card from the spell, plus Lenoir will ETB, allowing me to draw again. Now at first with Lagrella, I wasn't really paying attention to my draw, which I should have been. I drew Depopulate, which is a board wipe, which is great because I just allowed him to get 2/6/6 flying haste guys that buff up. So I was going to take care of one of them and exile my Lenoir. Had I been thinking about it or paying a little more attention, I would have actually just let Lenoir go underneath Lagrella, and with Avery Mechanic I would have returned something else, most likely just like a land or something, to my hand. Because I am going to play Depopulate to clear his board state. He has no cards in hand right now. And I think he didn't notice this right here. The timer is running on him. And I think it's because of the Inferno Dragon. It has an ability where he can pay a red and give it +1/+0. So he was thinking he was waiting on me, but right after that timeout gets used, I think that's when he realizes it was on him, and he goes ahead and passes priority. So it's real easy to do in Arena where you think you're waiting on someone else. You see a timer running and you just don't quite pay attention to the color of the timer, and you may accidentally hold up the game. So I know I've done it a few times. But there's that Inferno, so he can pay 1 to buff it up by 1, and I think that's what the game was waiting for him to do. But I'm going to go ahead and clear the board state, start back over. I've got Tulane and Lagrella, the Magpie, so that's going to give me a little card draw advantage. I'm just sitting in really good shape here right now. He's top decking. I am not top decking. I've got a decent little grip in my hand. Plus, with Tulane, I'm going to have more cards coming in. There's no real good targets with Lagrella, so I'll just go ahead and drop that Smothering Tithe that I've been wanting to drop for a while. He could or could not let me have a mana from Smothering Tithe, and frankly, at this point, it doesn't really matter much. I've got a good amount of mana, plus with Tulane out, it should just start getting more and more. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and take out Miirym. Go ahead and draw me a card. Of course, put that land out with the Tulane activation. Take out Miirym. Go ahead and pay the 2 for the ward, because why not? Now I'm going to play Destiny Spinner. Well, he hasn't chose what he's going to do with Miirym yet. So, I think he's getting a little salty here. I've just really just kept him at bay a lot of the game. Pretty much most of the game, he takes a step forward. I take him back a step and a half. Every now and then I give him a step forward, but then my next play takes him back 2 steps. So you do eventually see this a lot with this deck, because people, and I justifiably, I understand, people just don't like to play against competition that is going to just continue to slow them down or stop them. So yeah, it looks like this guy's definitely done playing, but instead of just saying good game and scooping, I guess he just wants to waste some of my time. Maybe he feels I've wasted his time, but in my opinion, I'm just playing the game, and I'm playing a slow game that is designed to slowly give me the advantage, and at this point it was the tipping point. I took advantage of the game. It was all going to be downhill for him from this point on, unless he just happen to draw a really good top deck. So if you know your deck, and you know there's a possibility, I always strongly recommend going for it. Why not? Best case scenario, you win. Worst case scenario, you lose. But if you don't try, you're definitely going to lose every time. So it's either go ahead and scoop, go play you another game because you don't want to continue to waste time, stick around, try to win, and probably have a small chance of it, maybe extremely small if you know your deck well enough. But if you scoop, you're guaranteed a loss every time. You stick around to play, you may end up being able to win. But I get it. Everybody has to make that decision for themselves and see what works best for them. So even though I don't really have any creatures in hand right now, I'm still in really good shape. I have 2 lands that are the seek lands that seek me stuff. So I have a feeling, yeah, this is where he's gonna end up losing the game. He's gonna just run out this timer on Smothering Tithe. That should be the last one. But guys, I definitely hope you enjoyed the game. Magpie is a very, very fun deck to pilot. I can imagine very much so that it is not fun to play against. But frankly, I'm the pilot, so it's really fun for me. It's a fun, exciting deck. I'm always looking for new cards to improve the deck with. So if you guys think of anything, feel free to shoot me a comment down below. Like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. But I'm really interested in learning more and more cards available in Arena, as I haven't put much time into Arena myself. I'm mainly a paper Magic player. But here we go, victory at hand, ba-boom. So, there you have it. Charlie, good job. Good luck in your next game.